Hello students, welcome back to another video of MATHIPHY. In today's video, we will do paper 4 of course code 0580. It's May-June 2025 variant 2. Question number 1 says a quadrilateral has these properties. The diagonals are the only line of symmetry and it has a rotational symmetry of order 2. Write down the mathematical name for this quadrilateral. It can't be a square or a rectangle because both have other lines of symmetry as well, and it is a parallelogram because parallelogram have only two lines of symmetry that are the diagonal of the parallelogram. And if you rotate your parallelogram by order 2, that means by 180 degree, it will repeat its original shape again. So it's a parallelogram. Question number 2 says the diagram shows the net of a solid. Write down the mathematical name of this solid. So this net shape is provided, and if we assemble this shape again, it will convert it into this similar shape. And the name of this shape is a triangular prism. Question number 3 says mass of a box A and mass of box B is in ratio 4:7. The mass of box B is 2.4 kg more than mass of box A. Calculate the mass of box A and mass of box B. So mass of box A would be 4 times of x because its ratio is 4, and mass of box B would be 7 times of x because its ratio is 7. Now you see that B is 3 units more than A. And question also told us that the B is 2.4 kg more than box A. So that means 3 units are actually 2.4 kg. So 3x is 2.4. Now we'll get the value of x from here. X would be 2.4 divided by 3. And by dividing these values, the value of x would be 0.8. Now to get mass of box A, I will multiply x with 4 or 0.8 with 4 and I'll get mass of box A. So 4 times 0.8, so it would be 3.2. To get mass of box B, I'll multiply 0.8 with 7. So 7 times 0.8 is 5.6. So we have got the masses 3.2 for A and 5.6 for B. Question number 4 has a trapezium and it is asking to work out the area of the trapezium. The formula for area of trapezium is this. In this formula, A and B represents the parallel sides of the trapezium, that is 10 and 12 in this case. So let me write 10 as A and 12 as B. And height is the straight line, perpendicular line that connects two parallel lines of the trapezium. So this is a perpendicular line that is connecting both lines. So this 8 is H. Putting the values in the formula, A is 10, B is 12, and height is 8. When you'll do all these calculations into your calculator, the area will turn out to be 88 centimeters squared. Question number 5 says Scott changes $300 into pounds and the exchange rate is this. Calculate the amount that Scott receives. Now we can use the ratio method here. For 1 pound, the rate is $1.20. So if Scott has $300, how many pounds will he receive? Money exchanges are always direct proportion questions, so we'll cross multiply it. X times 1.20 is 1.20x and 300 times 1 is 300. To get x, I will divide 300 by 1.20. So the value of x or pounds would be 250. So Scott is going to have 250 pounds in return of $300. Question number 6 says a solid wooden cone has the radius of 4 cm and the height of 12 cm. The density of the wood is 0.74 grams per centimeter cube. Calculate the mass of the cone and the density formula is given. Out of this density formula, the mass formula would be density multiplied by volume. I have just rearranged the equation with respect to mass. Now we have the density provided by the question, which is 0.74, but we don't have the volume of the cone. But the formula is 1 over 3 pi r square h. So let me plug in the values. The radius of the cone is 4, so it would be 4 square, and the height of the cone is 12. Now if we'll solve this, the final answer for the volume would be 64 pi. Now I'll put the volume and density in the mass formula and I'll get the mass. The density is 0.74, which is provided by the question, and the volume is 64 pi. Multiplying these together, I will get 148.785, and we have to write answers in 3 significant figures, so it would be 149 grams. Question number 7 says, this is the equation provided, rearrange the formula and make M the subject. So here we have the equation. This C is least attached with our subject M. So I will get rid of the C by subtracting both sides with C. Both C get cancelled out. So Y minus C is equals to M times X. Now I have to get rid of this X because M is our subject. So I'll divide both sides by X. X and X got cancelled out. So M is equals to Y minus C over X. Writing in the space provided, M is equals to Y minus C over X. Now question number 8 has provided us the expression and we have to calculate it. As it's a calculator paper, so we'll just put the values in our calculator and we'll get the answer. So it is 5.02. Now question number 9 has a simultaneous equation and we have to solve it and show all the working. To simplify or solve a simultaneous equation, firstly we make any two coefficients of some variable same. For example, we can make the coefficients of y same, or we can make the coefficients of w same. It's more easy to make the coefficient of y same because I will multiply a whole equation 2 with 3 and the coefficients of y would be same. So it would be 9w plus 3y is equals to 33. Now see, y has coefficients 3y and 3y in both of the equations. Writing the above equation as it is. Now both the coefficients that we have made same already have the opposite sign, so I'll just add both the equations. Now adding both of them, plus 3y minus 3y will get cancelled out. Solving it further, 9w plus 2w would be 11w and 33 plus 11 would be 44. To get w, I'll divide 44 with 11. So w is equals to 44 divided by 11 and w would be equals to 4. Let me write it into the place. Now how can I get y? I can plug in this value of w in any of the equation that is provided. Let me put it into this equation. So it is 3w plus y equals to 11. In place of w, I will write 4. So 3 times 4 plus y equals to 11. 3 times 4 is 12. So 12 plus y equals to 11. Now 12 will get subtracted with 11 to get y. So 11 minus 12, then y would be equals to negative 1. So w is 4, y is negative 1. Question number 10 says, a group of 12 adults and 9 children travel on a bus. The cost of an adult ticket is N dollars and the cost of child ticket is N minus $10. The total cost for the tickets are $277.5. Find the cost of one adult ticket, or we can say find the value of N. Now there are 12 adults and each ticket costs them N dollars. So total cost would be 12 times N. Plus there are 9 children and each ticket cost N minus $10. So total cost would be 9 times n minus 10. And collectively, the cost of all the tickets is 277.5. Solving it further, 12 times n would be 12n, 9 times n would be 9n, and 9 times negative 10 would be negative 90, and equals to $277.5. Solving the like terms together, 12n plus 9n would be 21n minus 90 is equals to 277.5. Now I can just take 90 over that side of the equation and it will get added with 277.5. So it would be 277.5 plus 90 is equals to 21n. Now adding them both, it will give us 367.5. And to get n, I will divide 367.5 with 21. And the final answer or the cost of adult ticket would be $17.50. Question number 11 says, in a sale, the original price of the shirt is reduced by 15%. The sale price of the shirt is 23.63. Find the original price of the shirt. So originally the shirt was of 100% of its price, but then there comes some discount of 15% and now the shirt is 85% of its price. That means after discount the 85% is $23.63, which is the sale price of the shirt. We have to get the original price of the shirt, or that means we have to get 100% of the price of the shirt. I am more convenient to use unitary method over here. 85% is equals to $23.63. Out of this 85%, I can get 1% by dividing both sides by 85. Dividing this side with 85 and this side with 85 as well. So here it would be 1% and over this side it would be 23.6 divided by 85, which is 0.278. Now out of this 1% I can get 100% by multiplying both sides by 100. So it would be 100% is equals to $27.8. So the original price of the shirt is $27.8. Question number 12 says the length of the rectangle is 16 centimeter, correct to nearest centimeter, and the width of the rectangle is 14 centimeter, correct to nearest centimeter. Calculate the lower bound of perimeter of the rectangle. The perimeter of the rectangle has the formula 2 into length plus width. To get the lower bound, that means to get the minimum value of the perimeter. And to get the minimum value of perimeter, we will take lower bound of the length and lower bound of the width as well. Both length and width are rounded off to nearest centimeter or 1 centimeter. So I'll divide 1 centimeter with 2 and I'll get 0.5 centimeter. So to get the upper bound of 16 centimeter, I will add 0.5. So upper bound is 16.5. To get the lower bound, I'll subtract 0.5. So the lower bound is 15.5. Doing the same with 14, adding 0.5, upper bound is 14.5. Subtracting 0.5, the lower bound is 13.5. So the lower bound of length is 15.5 and the lower bound of width is 13.5. Plugging in the lower bounds in the equation of perimeter, so it would be 15.5 plus 13.5. So finally 2 times 29 and the final answer would be 58. Question number 13 is about similarity. These shapes are mathematically similar. Calculate the value of PR. For similar shapes, the ratio of corresponding sides are equal. So if I take AB, the corresponding side is PQ. So 9 over 6 is equals to, if I am taking AC, which is 12, the corresponding side of AC is PR. So PR would be unknown value. And this ratio would be same because they are similar shapes. To get PR, I'll cross multiply. 9 will be multiplied with PR and 12 will be multiplied with 6. To get PR, I'll take 9 to the other side, so it would be 12 times 6 divided by 9. So the final value of PR is 8 centimeter. B part says a triangle ABC and PQR are cross-sectional area of two prisms. These prisms are mathematically similar. The volume of smaller prism is 1120 centimeter cube. Calculate the volume of the larger prism. The volumes and lengths of similar shapes are connected by this equation. Let me call this first shape as 1 and the other as 2. And the volume of the smaller shape or shape number 2 is 1120. So I am writing V2 as 1120. Now plugging in the values in the equation we have, V2 would be 1120 and V1 is unknown. Now L2 can be 6. And for this, the other corresponding sides on other triangle is 9, which is AB side. So 6 over 9 and cube of the whole values. Solving it further, it would be 1120 divided by V1. The cube of 6 would be 216 and the cube of 9 would be 729. Again cross multiplying this, it would be 216 times V1 is equals to 1120 times 729. Now multiplying 1120 with 729, it would be 816480. Now to get V1, I will divide this value with 216. 816480 divided by 216. So the volume of first prism or the larger prism is 3780 centimeter cube. Question number 14 says factorize this expression. As it's having 4 terms, so I will make two pairs, this pair and this pair. In the first pair, 5 is common, so I'll take 5 as common, and inside the bracket I'll be left with x minus 2. The sign with third term is negative, so I'll take negative common, and other than this negative, a is also common. So I will be left with x minus 2 inside the bracket. Now x minus 2 and x minus 2 are both same, so I'll take x minus 2 common again, and I will be left with 5 minus a in the other bracket. So this is the factorized form of this expression. Thanks for watching the video. If it was helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe my channel.